So, as I wrap up, my last brainstorm, when I was 65, 4 years ago, I said, what would I never do is go into retirement. I would never go into an elementary school and teach because I got 3 autoimmune diseases and I'd probably have to wear a face mask and they would call me Bubble Boy because I don't have the immune system to do it. Well, what's right about it? I don't have kids. Ideas are my kids. That's what I've always said. I want grandkids. What would grandkids then be? Teaching kids how to come up with ideas. What if I did it over Skype to the continent that I love the most? I've spent 10 years teaching in Africa for University of South Africa. What if I taught in Africa? Called it WAGILabs to go, what a great idea. Our tagline is, where ideas bring kids to life. That's what I want to do. So I want to target kids to come up with ideas to bring them to life, meaning that I don't want them to make lemonade. I want them to create community aid. You see the technique? It's not lemonade, it's community aid. It's an opposite. It's not a course, it's a journey. It's not a curriculum, it's a playbook. It's not competitive, it's collaborative. It's not fee-based, it's free. We give everything away. It's not graded, it's rewarded. It's not passive, it's active. It's not kid-driven, it's kid-powered. It's not Shark Tank. We don't go and buy their ideas. We share, we mentor. Because here's my underlying assumption. I believe children are the R&D department of the human species. I think kids can help, and I noticed it last night with the kids from Atlanta that we were talking with. Our E equals MC squared is curiosity plus connection plus courage to the power of kids. Entrepreneurship, which I can't spell, has a large word in it, is a large word with a small word, ship. So we've created the HMS Entrepreneurship. And there's the journey that the kids go on. My partner is from Sesame Street. Sandy Damashek, and she helped me kidify everything. And there we are in Ghana, Accra, Ghana. There's our playbook. And those are the kids that came up with the pixelation, you know, of how many pixels are there in that square competition. This is the one that gets me. This is the total never. Everybody told me, you will never be able to teach in Nigeria. I said, okay. I'm teaching in Nigeria. There's Temi, who is a Mandela Fellow, Amnesty Award-winning videographer. She took up our challenge. She recruited those kids. Those kids have never been in class before. I hope I can read this. They call me Daddy. And thanks. Their ideas are my grandkids. So we have done, it's called the WAGI mashup. We just mashed up with the YWCA in Chicago, with University of Chicago, the Chicago Police, and a really cool elementary school in Ghana. And we're slamming all 4 of them together and going to go and create pen pals and do all this kind of stuff. So as I wrap up, we got to have a Shark Tank, right? No, we got the opposite. We got a guppy tank. We're funding kids at $250 an idea. There's the kids reinventing their desk. There on the right side is a hand washing station where the kids invented soap on a rope. I didn't want to say we invented that like 40 years ago. But they wanted to create a hand washing station for their school. So you got homework, and the sheet is on your table. What's your never? It's not to be filled out now, but there's a sheet on there. I want you to find your never. Because on that sheet, it's to write down 5 things that will, what are 5 things that you would never do or opposites to help you achieve your dreams? Where would you never go on vacation? You know, where would you never go on vacation? What would you never buy someone for a present? What would you never eat at a restaurant? Because your significant other already knows what you're going to order. So what would you never order? What if you closed your eyes and went, boink? So in closing, I just want to tell you, the opposite technique works really well with Christmas presents. When I was 44 and I asked my mother what she wanted for Christmas, all she came up with was a meat thermometer. My father wanted a wood-burning kit for carving ducks. My brother said, could we go on a cruise? And my mother said, we can't go on a cruise. Dad gets constipated. That's why we don't travel. So I decided to say, what would you never want? And my mother, first thing she'd never want for Christmas is a bikini. She was 84. My father spit food out of his mouth by laughing so hard. We made a list of 10 things my parents would never want, and on that list was a computer. We put the list on the refrigerator door. This is 25 years ago. And all of a sudden they go, well, that computer could be fun. Could we do genealogy, on and on and on? That turned out to be the thing. So the Christmas presents that day were a meat thermometer, a wood-burning kit, and a Hewlett-Packard 286 Vectra computer modem monitor, and try to teach my parents how to use word processing on Christmas Day, which frustrated my mother. I yelled at my father for putting his coffee cup next to the keyboard. My mother got so freaked out by the whole thing, she had me put it in my bedroom from the family room, and I thought the idea failed. I said, God, it didn't work. My brother's mad at me because he split the cost with me on the computer. My mother said, just use the computer when you come home. So in closing, I want to tell you what hangs over my desk. A letter I got from my dad, April 10th of the next year, which is the first letter I've ever received from my dad. Dear Chic, we told all the neighbors in Cape May, New Jersey, what a stupid present you bought us for Christmas. Everybody agreed because we're all the same age. But the neighborhood kids heard about the computer. They had never seen a computer. They asked if they could come over and play with it. They taught us how to use it. Do you see the opposites? My father passed away. After that, I had to move my mother to assisted living. What do you think she wanted in her little living room? The computer. The kids came on over, taught all the women in the nursing home how to use it and how to order presents for them from Land's End and LL Bean. Do you see the opposite? So in closing, Plato said it best. True confession, I never read Plato. I heard this on NPR. But Plato said, human beings strive to achieve immortality. And there's 3 ways to achieve immortality. One way is by having children. Second way is by planting trees. And the third way is by creating ideas and help make them happen. Go forth, achieve immortality. Thank you. Thank you.